Gregory Peck tragically died after revealing sin secrets behind his career. Gregory Peck, one of Hollywood's most celebrated actors, was born Eldred Gregory Peck on April 5, 1916, in San Diego, California, USA. His parents, Bernice May Bunny and Gregory Pearl Peck, came from a family of mixed heritage, with Irish, English, and Scottish roots. His Catholic upbringing shaped many aspects of his early life, grounding him in values that would later resonate in some of the roles he chose in his career. Growing up, Peck would experience several life changes that helped define the man he would become, an actor revered not only for his immense talent but also for his integrity and dignity. Peck's early childhood was marked by upheaval when his parents separated in 1922, leaving the 6-year-old under the care of his maternal grandmother. This period of his life was difficult for young Gregory, as the separation created a sense of instability. His grandmother provided some measure of consistency, but this too would change. When his grandmother passed away just 4 years later, the 10-year-old Gregory was left without a central figure to rely on. It was then that his father stepped in and took on the responsibility of raising him, an experience that bonded father and son despite the challenges. Peck's later portrayal of strong father figures in his films may have been influenced by the sense of protection and responsibility he experienced from his father. Academically inclined, Peck demonstrated a natural aptitude for learning. He attended St. John's Military Academy, which instilled in him discipline and perseverance, traits that would serve him well throughout his life. Following that, he completed his high school education at San Diego High School, where his teachers and peers recognized his intellectual capabilities and leadership qualities. His academic proficiency led him to pursue higher education, and he enrolled at San Diego State Teachers College. It was here that Peck first became interested in performance. Although he had enrolled to study a more conventional career path, his exposure to theater and public speaking courses sparked a newfound passion for acting. Encouraged by his professors, Peck soon realized that the stage held an appeal he had not anticipated. In 1936, Peck transferred to the University of California, Berkeley, initially with aspirations of becoming a doctor. He joined as a pre-medical student, driven by a desire to pursue a stable and noble profession. However, as fate would have it, he was drawn to literature and the arts, eventually majoring in English. While his academic focus shifted, it was the encouragement of Berkeley's acting coach, K.Y. Ebright, that changed the course of his life. Ebright saw in Peck a latent talent for performance, and under his guidance, Peck began to explore the world of acting. Edwin Durr, the director of Berkeley's Little Theater, also played a pivotal role in nurturing Peck's burgeoning acting skills. Durr enlisted him in the acting troupe, and Peck began performing in plays and dramas at the university. His tall, imposing figure, deep voice, and natural charisma made him a standout performer. Peck's stage career officially began in 1941 when he landed a role in a Katharine Cornell production of George Bernard Shaw's play, The Doctor's Dilemma. In the play, which opened in San Francisco just a week before the attack on Pearl Harbor, Peck played the role of the secretary. This opportunity marked his first foray into professional acting, and despite the global turmoil, his career began to gain momentum. By 1942, he had made his Broadway debut in the lead role of Emlyn Williams' The Morning Star. The role showcased his range and potential, helping him gain recognition within the theater community. Later that same year, Peck appeared in The Willow and I, his second Broadway production, alongside Edward Pauley. His versatility as an actor was becoming increasingly evident, and his performances drew the attention of casting agents and directors. Peck's acting career took off during a time when many of his contemporaries were being drafted into military service due to World War II. However, Peck was exempted from military duty because of a back injury he had sustained while taking dance and movement lessons from the renowned dancer Martha Graham as part of his acting training. The injury, though painful, allowed him to focus entirely on his craft during a period when acting talent was in high demand due to the absence of many other actors who were serving in the war. His transition to the silver screen came in 1944 when he made his big screen debut in the film Days of Glory, where he portrayed a Russian guerrilla fighter. While the film did not catapult him to instant stardom, it was his second movie, The Keys of the Kingdom, 1944, that earned him significant acclaim. Peck's performance in this film, playing a Roman Catholic priest stationed in China, was met with rave reviews. Critics lauded his portrayal of the quiet, determined, and compassionate character, and his work earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. This nomination was the first indication that Gregory Peck was destined for greatness in Hollywood. Following the success of The Keys of the Kingdom, Peck continued to showcase his acting prowess in a wide variety of roles. He starred in The Yearling, 1946, where his portrayal of a struggling farmer attempting to raise his son while dealing with loss and hardship earned him another Academy Award nomination. His ability to convey deep emotional complexity made him a favorite among audiences and critics alike. Peck's exceptional performance solidified his reputation as one of Hollywood's most promising actors. By the late 1940s, Peck's career had reached new heights. His performances in Gentleman's Agreement, 1947, and 12 O'Clock High, 1949, earned him his third and fourth Academy Award nominations for Best Actor. In Gentleman's Agreement, a film that dealt with the issue of anti-Semitism in post-war America, Peck's portrayal of a journalist who poses as a Jew to experience discrimination firsthand was groundbreaking. The film was both a critical and commercial success, and Peck's nuanced performance helped further cement his status as a serious actor willing to tackle socially relevant themes. His role in 12 O'Clock High, a war film about aircrews in the U.S. Army, displayed his versatility as an actor, as he convincingly portrayed a hard-nosed general grappling with the moral and emotional toll of war. In the years that followed, Peck continued to take on diverse roles that showcased his ability to embody a wide range of characters. Films like Spellbound, 1945, Duel in the Sunday, 1946, The Paradine Case, 1947, and The Gunfighter, 1950, demonstrated his versatility and range. In Spellbound, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, Peck played an amnesiac man accused of murder. His collaboration with Hitchcock highlighted his ability to work within the suspense and thriller genres. Meanwhile, The Gunfighter saw him play a weary gunslinger seeking redemption, a role that would influence the Western genre for years to come. In 1947, Gregory Peck co-founded the La Jolla Playhouse, along with fellow actors Mel Ferrer and Dorothy McGuire. The decision to establish this theater company in his birthplace of La Jolla, California, demonstrated his deep connection to his roots and his commitment to fostering local arts. The La Jolla Playhouse was conceived as a summer stock company, which brought a unique cultural experience to the area. From 1947 until 1964, it presented live theatrical productions in the La Jolla High School auditorium, offering a platform for both emerging and established actors to showcase their talents. The theater became a magnet for Hollywood film stars who were on hiatus, and it attracted performers like Charlton Heston, Vivian Vance, and Groucho Marx, who graced the stage not only to perform but also to lend their support to the burgeoning local art scene. The Playhouse's success during this period reflected Peck's passion for theater and his desire to make the performing arts accessible to a wider audience. The Playhouse closed temporarily in 1964, but in 1983, it was revived and relocated to a new, permanent home on the campus of the University of California, San Diego. Today, the La Jolla Playhouse remains an influential force in American theater, known for premiering productions that often go on to Broadway success, including Tony Award-winning shows like Jersey Boys and Memphis. Peck's role in its creation is a testament to his lasting influence on both film and theater. In 1953, Gregory Peck starred alongside the rising star Audrey Hepburn in Roman Holiday, a romantic comedy that would become iconic in cinematic history. Hepburn's role as a runaway princess earned her an Academy Award, and the film cemented her as a leading lady in Hollywood. For Peck, Roman Holiday was not only an opportunity to showcase his range in a more lighthearted role, but it also demonstrated his generosity as a co-star. Despite being the more established actor at the time, Peck insisted that Hepburn receive equal billing on the film's posters and credits after seeing her talent. This decision reflected Peck's humility and his recognition of Hepburn's potential, and it contributed to one of the most memorable on-screen partnerships of the era. The film, shot on location in Rome, remains beloved for its charming depiction of the Eternal City and the chemistry between its leads. Peck's effortless performance as the American journalist who falls in love with Hepburn's character added to his growing reputation as a versatile and charismatic actor. During the 1950s, Gregory Peck continued to build his career with a series of high-profile films that showcased his dramatic abilities. He took on diverse roles in movies such as Moby Dick, 1956, where he played the iconic role of Captain Ahab, bringing Herman Melville's obsessive and tragic character to life. Directed by John Huston, Moby Dick was a challenging production, with Peck spending months filming on treacherous waters to achieve the film's realistic seafaring scenes. Despite mixed reviews at the time of its release, Peck's portrayal of Ahab has since been recognized as one of the definitive interpretations of the character. In The Man in the Gray Flannel Suit, 1956, Peck explored the pressures of post-war American life, playing a World War II veteran struggling to balance his personal and professional responsibilities in a rapidly changing society. His performance resonated with audiences of the time, many of whom related to the film's themes of conformity and the pursuit of the American dream. Peck also starred in The Big Country, 1958, a sweeping western that pitted his character's moral compass against the harsh, lawless frontier. His work in these films not only solidified his reputation as a serious actor but also showed his willingness to take on complex, morally ambiguous roles. One of the standout films of Gregory Peck's career in the 1950s was The Gunfighter, 1950, where he played a weary, aging gunslinger who is tired of living a life of violence. His understated, emotionally resonant performance earned widespread praise and is considered one of the finest examples of Western filmmaking. Following The Gunfighter, Peck was offered the lead role in High Noon, 1952, a classic Western directed by Fred Zinnemann. However, Peck declined the role, fearing that he might become typecast as a Western actor. His decision to turn down High Noon was pivotal, as it allowed him to maintain a broad range of characters throughout his career, avoiding the trap of being confined to a single genre. The role ultimately went to Gary Cooper, who won an Academy Award for his performance. Peck's choice underscored his determination to remain a versatile actor and seek out challenging roles across genres. In 1958, Gregory Peck reunited with director Henry King for the Western film Bravados, marking their sixth collaboration after a 6-year hiatus. The two had previously worked together on several critically acclaimed films, including 12 O'Clock High, 1949, which earned Peck an Academy Award nomination. Peck had a deep admiration for King, often referring to him as a mentor and father figure. Their collaborations brought out some of Peck's most nuanced performances, and their mutual respect created an environment in which Peck could thrive creatively. In Bravados, Peck portrayed a man seeking revenge against 4 outlaws he believes murdered his wife, in a performance marked by a simmering intensity and moral complexity. King's direction, combined with Peck's portrayal of a tortured soul, elevated Bravados from a standard Western into a gripping psychological drama, further cementing Peck's reputation as a top-tier Hollywood actor. Gregory Peck's first film release of 1961 was The Guns of Navarone, a World War II action-adventure directed by J. Lee Thompson. The film featured an ensemble cast, including David Niven and Anthony Quinn, and followed a 6-man commando team on a daring mission to destroy 2 massive German artillery guns threatening Allied ships in the Aegean Sea. Peck's portrayal of Captain Keith Mallory, a resourceful and determined leader, added gravitas to the film, which was a box office success and earned several Academy Award nominations. Peck's ability to convey stoicism under pressure and his on-screen presence helped make The Guns of Navarone one of the most enduring war films of its time. The movie's large-scale production and thrilling action sequences further solidified Peck's position as a leading man capable of carrying major Hollywood blockbusters. Perhaps Gregory Peck's most iconic role came in 1962 with his portrayal of Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird, based on Harper Lee's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. Peck's embodiment of Finch, a compassionate, morally upright lawyer defending a black man falsely accused of raping a white woman in the Deep South during the Great Depression, resonated deeply with audiences. His portrayal of Finch won him his 5th Academy Award nomination and ultimately earned him his first Oscar for Best Actor. The role became synonymous with Peck himself, as he was often seen as a man of principle, integrity, and quiet strength, much like the character he portrayed. To Kill a Mockingbird remains one of the most celebrated films in American cinema, and Atticus Finch is frequently cited as one of the greatest heroes in film history. Peck's performance continues to inspire generations, reinforcing his legacy as not only an outstanding actor but also a symbol of justice and moral courage. In 1967, Gregory Peck's influence extended beyond acting when he became the president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. His tenure as president reflected the respect he commanded within the film industry, and his leadership came at a time of significant change in Hollywood. That same year, he was also appointed chairman of the Board of Trustees of the American Film Institute, a role he held until 1969. During his time with the AFI, Peck worked to preserve the heritage of American cinema and support the next generation of filmmakers. His contributions to both organizations underscored his commitment to the advancement of the film industry and his desire to ensure that future talents had the resources and opportunities to succeed. In the early 1970s, there was speculation that Gregory Peck might run for the office of Governor of California. His outspoken support for the Democratic Party and his progressive stance on issues such as civil rights and the Vietnam War fueled these rumors. However, Peck quickly put the rumors to rest, stating that he had no desire to pursue a career in politics. Despite this, his political engagement remained a key aspect of his public life, and he continued to use his platform to advocate for causes he believed in, such as opposition to the Vietnam War and support for nuclear disarmament. Peck's anti-war stance was evident in his 1972 production of The Trial of the Catonsville Nine, a film adaptation of Daniel Berrigan's play about 9 Catholic activists who protested the Vietnam War by burning draft files. The film, which focused on themes of civil disobedience and moral responsibility, was a bold statement during a time of intense political division in the United States. Peck's decision to produce such a politically charged film highlighted his commitment to using cinema as a medium for social commentary and change. 5 years later, in 1977, Peck took on the titular role of General Douglas MacArthur in MacArthur. His portrayal of the controversial military leader earned praise for its depth and nuance, as Peck navigated the complexities of MacArthur's character, from his brilliance as a strategist to his hubris and defiance of authority. Starting from the 1980s, he took up TV projects and starred in a number of series. While he played the character of Abraham Lincoln in The Blue and Gray, he was also cast as Monsignor Hugh O'Flaherty in the television film The Scarlet and the Black. The year 1991 witnessed the release of his last film, Other People's Money. In the film, he played the role of a business owner who tries to prevent his company from being taken over by a Wall Street liquidator. He retired from films thereafter and spent his time touring around the world. In 1998, he came out of retirement for his last performance before the camera. He appeared in the miniseries version of his film, The Moby Dick. The role won him a Golden Globe Award under the Best Supporting Actor in a Series, Miniseries or Television Film category. In October 1942, Peck married Finnish-born Greta Kukkonen from 1911 to 2008, with whom he had 3 sons, Jonathan, Stephen, and Carrie Paul. They were divorced on December 31, 1955. Peck's eldest son was found dead in his home on June 26, 1975, in what authorities believed was a suicide. "It's the most terrible thing that has happened to me in my life," Peck said once. "You never get over a thing like that." Gregory Peck was a heavy smoker, a habit he said had a major impact on his sons, his eldest son being a drug addict. Gregory Peck has considered himself to put a lot of pressure on his son. "He is a perfect person, from my point of view. He seems to want his son to have good things, but the thing is, that doesn't mean his son accepts them. When the pressure is so intense, people can hardly control themselves." I do not blame the person of Gregory Peck, according to his objective view. I believe he has his own dilemma. I will sympathize with him with compassion. What do you think about this matter? On New Year's Eve in 1955, the day after his divorce was final, Peck married Veronique Pisani, a Paris news reporter who had interviewed him in 1952 before he went to Italy to film Roman Holiday. He asked her to lunch 6 months later, and they became inseparable. They had a son, Anthony Peck, and a daughter, Cecilia Peck. The couple remained married until Gregory Peck's death. His son Anthony is a former husband of supermodel Cheryl Tiegs. Peck had grandchildren from both marriages. One of his grandsons from his first marriage is actor Ethan Peck. On June 12, 2003, Peck died in his sleep from bronchopneumonia at the age of 87 at his home in Los Angeles. His wife, Veronique, was by his side. Gregory Peck is entombed in the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels Mausoleum in Los Angeles. His eulogy was read by Brock Peters, whose character, Tom Robinson, was defended by Peck's Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird.